Hello, we are Camera Race, and there you can see our Camera Race. We have two player. It's multiplayer again for a local device, and as you can see, you can race against another player, collect a bottle of water because you need water in the desert. What we actually made is a character and the background, and yes, it still needs some work, and they will talk about something, the gameplay and so on.
Well, I don't know what to say. The game is actually fun to play. We didn't have time to implement proper borders, so you can see I can actually walk through. And we didn't have time to implement orientation of the camera, so I can actually go like this, and you can see I can walk upside down, no problem with that. But yeah, it's playable. It's basically a race where you have to collect the water.
Okay, let's change to the Twitter account to see how the animation could look like when it's done. Please play it.
The game, your game, could look like.
This is the camera how it's walking.
Something we didn't time to implement as well was
but
this
it
program.
will still look like this, right?
Yeah, it would still like this, so India has to work on this as well, and hopefully it will look pretty soon. Thank you.
So we made this tiny game. It's made with a Guitar Hero controller. We basically wanted to use it because it's a little thing, everybody has it lying around, and nobody does anything with it. So we didn't make a musical game, well, it's sort of musical, but you'll see in a second. Let's see, what can we talk about this? Could you start playing the game? Exactly. So you are this really badass cool dude who has this X guitar, and he's shooting enemies with lasers. I mean, come on. This has to be better than Guitar Hero, right? So there were a whole lot of technical issues like the gyroscope and the whammy bar and stuff. So it was really hard to program. I did all the programming and it was really bad, so I really sucked at this. There are like 3 colors, so the idea was to have 3 different colored enemies so that you could shoot them with different colored lasers. Let's see, exactly, like this. And supposedly there should also be like this guitar sound, right? So I can make like guitar sounds. Can you do like the laser show? Exactly. Then the guitar sound goes like really cool solo. So anyway, yeah. So and there's also like this secret trick that's really buggy. Going to overdrive mode. Exactly. There's a double laser.
So, my game is not finished, and I will just mask that by pretending it's an art game. So, this game is an art game. It's about a very sad crocodile who wants to eat food because it's hungry. But food is available in abundance. As you can see, it just falls down from the sky. But you will discover the sad truth, because the crocodile here, it tries to eat the food, but each time it tries to eat it, it explodes. Whoa. And now somebody took the light off, and I can't play it anymore because...
That's the reason.
Yes, thank you very much. Wait a moment, and now... The thing is, it's a bit too dark here for the markers. But yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, it's a very sad story. Sad and touching. Kickstarter campaign following. Thank you. Any questions?
How will it be then finished?
Sorry?
You said it's not finished. What's missing?
If it wouldn't be an art game, it might need a goal. Maybe some score or something, but I think it's quite complete with the story, background story. thing. Whoa! Triple explosion. You can set goals for yourself, like triple explosion or play the game straight for 10 hours or something, I don't know. Okay, achievement, overtime. I will leave now.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, we're a team, and we think cat content is magic, so we made a little, very, very small multiplayer game, which is already available on Android, and start playing. So two players can pick. No sound. Oh, that's so sad because yeah, it's a multiplayer game. Make it louder.
Sad noise every time it exploded. Like
Okay, and start playing. Again, another one. Oh, so sad. Next one, other player. And because it's a multiplayer game, so two people can play on one phone. It's not a game for two devices, just for one device, and you sit on the opposite side from the. Can you just please find one?
That's boring.
Come on, one. Help him! Help him! Help him!
You're awful at this game.
Just keep playing till you have one.
This one? Yes, no, yes.
No, no.
You're awful.
So, our time is up. Keep going. Okay. On the bottom links. On the bottom. Maybe. So, and Taiko, Richard, Christoph, and Marie. That's it. Thank you so much. So, you're in the desert. It's a very strange desert, and after 14 days of going across the desert, you finally see an oasis. You're like, finally I can have a drink of water. But there's no water in this oasis. The only thing there is alcohol, and there are other drunk travelers there with you. So you all get together and you're like, I've got an awesome idea for a drink. I'm going to make it for you. And then the other person's like, no, I've got an awesome idea for a drink. I'm going to make it for you. And the bartender's like, oh God, here we go. 4 more drunk travelers. I've seen this before. And so the game starts to play out. You have drinks, which you can add to the glasses in the center of the table. And some...
Tequila again?
Yes.
Salt. Yeah, very good. Thibaut?
And when the drink, for instance, that small martini glass there, it's only a little glass, so you can only put 2 things in it, but it's got to have an alcohol. And once it's got an alcohol and one other thing, you can take that drink. But the more alcohol you have, the more drunk you get. But the more ingredients you have, the more your mixology score goes up. However, look, oh no, this person's feeling sweet. They have special music.
I'm so bitter, I'm gonna change the mood right now of the bar. So it's going to be bitter.
Oh, bitter.
Yeah, that's the 4th one.
And when it's your music playing, even if you're drunk and you can't even pour that alcohol in the glass and they've got to grab that card randomly from your hand and get it in there for you, it doesn't matter. Because if you get a drink when you're in that state, your music's playing, you're rolling, and the alcohol doesn't count against you anymore until somebody else decides they want to change and have their kind of music playing.
It's always the best.
Yes! Oh, that's my card was playing towards the... Only for the game, right?
Yeah.
And the person dedicated to play the music for the
That's the bartender.
I really like it.
And there are 5 rounds of this. You get more and more drunk, you get more and more mixology points, you're pouring drinks for your friends, and then partway through the game, who's winning at the moment? So there are 5 rounds, and at the end you top up all your points. So you've got all your mixology points, that's pretty good, but then you take away your drunken points because, you know, you're feeling a little bit bad. And then the person with the most amount of cool points is basically the one who wins.
We're done, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Our game is about 2 camels. One is the shiny unicorn rainbow camel and one is the dragon camel, and they both live in their own places. Like the dragon camel lives in the desert and the unicorn camel lives in the forest, but they are both lost in the other world and they try to get back to their own world. So you have to make them spit. And if the unicorn camel spits on the sand, it flourishes and becomes 2 balls. So if it spits enough, then but then it creates like a forest path and it can walk home to its home. And the other way around, the dragon camel can demolish forest by spitting on it and create a sand path to walk back home. Yeah, that's a two players game containing a desert and also containing changing the environment. So and we had some other features in mind. We couldn't do them. So we had the idea that from the forest there come like little squirrels carrying water. So because the unicorn camel needs more water to spit, and from the desert home the scorpions come to bring poison to the dragon camel so it can spit its poisonous stuff. Yeah. Did I forget? Oh, I forgot the vulture. You always would have a vulture in the game. You see the shadow circling around, and that one would try to catch the squirrels and the scorpions. So that's it.
So our idea was actually to play with Unreal Engine, and while Unreal Engine was downloading, we sort of made this game. So we didn't really spend much time on it, and it uses this leaf device, which kind of captures your hands. So the point of this game is it's local multiplayer, and each one of us is trying to get these green boxes to the side of the other guy. He's beating me, you saw it. He's hurting me.
Well, it's local.
Okay, and that's probably the basics of the game. It's made in Unity. Somebody wants to play it? Please, 2 players. Two people. Yes. Somebody get up. Volunteer. Thank you. Well, first you need to use your other hand, please. Okay. and the other started with space. And can you say something about the ambience? Or it doesn't restart with space. Or not. Okay, so let's start.
Yeah, well, like after we did that, like I think it took us like 1.5 hours, we started working with Unreal Engine 4, which was interesting because none of us really had made anything in it yet, so it took us a while to get started and we didn't really get anything done. But it was quite interesting anyway. Like I guess at least I learned a lot. I don't know, Adam learned a lot too. And like I think I actually had something that built once, but then never again.
You have to be open to
Could you stop touching my hand?
Okay, hi guys. We made a game called Eat Shit and Die. Since the topic we decided to focus on was cross the desert, and yeah, this game is about a goldfish who wants to eat as many sweets as possible, and the point as possible is until he dies. And yeah, the goldfish is player 1, and the second player has to guess the words for the things the goldfish eats. And yeah, player 2 wins if he has guessed a sufficient amount of words. Yeah. We decided to do pixel art. Yeah, mostly. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I did the fish. I hope you like it. It was my first attempt on pixel art. Yeah, and yeah. What else? Fabian made the programming, and Laura did the candy stuff, and my name is Jasmine. Yeah.
Well, so we did this game. We aimed for photorealism. It's kind of a drama in the desert. So, yeah. You talk. So basically,
our concept was that these two people are trying to evade this scene and trying to evade these stones. This stone is helping them to reduce their health. They need to, yeah.
Yeah, it's about two Texans fighting in the desert on the land because they found oil. And yeah, you can see there's yeah, really bad weather here in the desert. There are some tornadoes like in Texas. And yeah, so after 15 seconds or so, there's a heat wave coming, and you can only save yourself by hiding into the clouds, into the rain clouds.
there you go.
Yeah, you have the heat wave, and everything on its way dies. Yeah, and yeah, the Texans can fight by kicking each other into tornadoes.
you make a statement. I'm dominating.
And all the sounds here are custom sounds made by ourselves.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that's enough. That makes sense. Sometimes you can teleport with a kick somehow.
Thank you.
Hi. So we are Team Invaders. We are actually a team that is participating in the Summer Jam. So we.
Whoa! First team, right?
Yeah. Thanks. So we actually started yesterday and then are going to continue to tomorrow. And the theme generator gave us the theme of space. So we said to ourselves, well, let's do a Space Invaders with the Oculus Rift. And as you can see, Anton is playing right now, shooting down the Space Invader that is attacking. Anton, can you show us what you're actually protecting? Yeah. Exactly, you're protecting a Death Star because we don't care about Earth. And yeah, it has the next thing we're going to work on is to give it a little bit more polish, to put in more lasers and more effects because we.
More polish?
Yes. Because we didn't manage to get sounds in yet, so we wanted to do that.
Make them with your mouth.
Space, there's no sound in space.
We don't care about that. We want sounds, so we're gonna put in sounds. And it's actually quite fun. So check it out definitely if you still have time to hang around, have a beer with us, have pizza, and that's Invaders.
It's a pretty hard game to follow up. Basically, my game is so bad that I use the presentation first, to show you some things about it. WTF is not as vulgar as you think. It's where's the food? So you wake up in the desert, and some weird things happen, but you have to survive or die trying. And what I focused on was the story, basically. There was a game, a text-based game that I really loved called A Dark Room. And so I decided to do something like that because it's simple and cool. And so I used never before used fonts in a text-based game. And this was done on purpose, yeah. So, I don't do games usually, so but I want to. So this is it. This is the design. So you wake up in the desert. Like last thing you remember was making a game, and maybe you can read the rest. But basically, on top, not so super visible, is a timer. So if you're just looking at the game, the time is actually going and things are happening. So someone just attacked me, and the things that I can do is just choose like if I'm going to attack back or try to escape. And like on top, you can see like the action as it's going. So we wait and we try to kill this guy, which is called enemy because I didn't put anything better. And I won, cool. So I killed him. I didn't level up or anything, but you can do that actually. And you get back. And if you don't want to wait till something happens, you can actually do something about it. So do something, and then you have these options like try to remember how you got here, like look for food and stuff. Yeah, maybe I should add crime. Yeah. Like. So I mean, basically in the game there are put like story elements, which are related to your levels. So as you level up, you have access to more story-based events, but there are also like funny events that don't have anything to do with normal stuff. Like I put some of them here, like you found a letter in a bottle, the letter was empty and stuff like that, like super sad. And I mean that's it. Like the game story is not fully developed. Like I developed only first few levels, but it's easily upgradable and you can you can finish my story that I started about a guy lost in the desert. Question?
Okay, so we made a game called Left Desert, Right Desert. We decided to choose a stupid title because we made a stupid game, and it's a 2-player versus 2-player tag team game where you have basically each tag team is controlling one character, and every player is using one button to control one leg of the character. So you have to actually cooperate to move into the direction you want to move. And we choose all 3 of the themes, so it has random generation. The level is randomly generated. You're basically crossing the desert, and yes, it's local multiplayer. So you have to actually talk to your other player, to your teammate, and basically it's very chaotic and it's fun. We also made music and sound, but we didn't have the time to implement it, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, you can try it. It's more fun than it looks like right now. Yes, and it basically works kind of like Snake, so you have to find the new position of the water, go there, and then the first who arrives gets the point.
How do you win?
I think when you have 5 points, you win. Is that correct?
No, the time is running out, so gradually you will see the timer at the top, and every time you collect the water bottle, then you get 10 seconds, I think. Yeah. So the first person to get to die of thirst is obviously. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi again, my name is Franz, and I made a simple racing game called Vector Race. And you can play it in single player or in multiplayer mode. At first I will show you the single player mode. One moment please. Okay, now. First, the single player mode. You can accelerate with the A button and rotate with the left controller stick. And then you try to pass the track in the shortest time. It should feel like Trackmania or something else. This red field is an acceleration field which accelerates you. Yeah, that's the game. I will show you the multiplayer mode. It's single player only in split screen. Okay. You can.
Seems like you already played.
Yeah, that's the game. There are a lot of features who are missing, but yeah, you can move on the track. Yes.
Hello, our game is Holy Bubble, and yeah, can you please press start new game? And portrait mode? Okay, so the idea is that you have these bubbles, so the theme is new procedural generation, and the bubbles are every new game in a different place. So the idea is that you collect other shapes and grow, and your goal is not to destroy the bubbles. It's like a positive asteroids game, and yeah, you're flying around and collecting shapes when you're close enough to a shape and parallel to a shape. And you see this particle effect is where his finger is, so you steer it with your finger, and you can rotate when you make a rotation gesture. Can you rotate? Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry for interrupting, but yeah.
You destroy bubble.
Yeah, the collision detection, we had no time to do this. I mean, the collision detection works, but yeah, it was very at the end. So the game would restart when you touch one bubble, and then the number of points is how many other shapes you aggregated together.
So right now it's a relaxing art game, right?
Yeah, now it's the Zen mode, yes. And I had two artists, Sai and Oscar, and I programmed this with. Okay, thank you.
Hi. Our game is called, what was it called? I don't know, Alien Shield Brothers. And it's about two aliens. It's a local multiplayer game. Each of the players is an alien with a shield. And the shields are always pointing apart from the other brother. So the players can only navigate these aliens. And the goal was to cross the desert and avoid the obstacles like the scorpions running to the players. And they have to coordinate each other to point the shields towards the scorpions. So currently no winning is implemented, but we can already lose. So if you could lose, we just have to wait for a scorpion. And if the shields are aligned wrong, oh, well, it's too hard, then we lose the game. And another goal was to implement something like a camera and a scrolling mode, so you actually have to cross some desert and not just walk 3 steps to the goal, which is a UFO over there. But we didn't manage to finish it. Yeah, that's the whole game.
Hi, I made the game on my own, and unlike some people, my game is feature complete and is not so buggy. And it's a two-player game where this there's this blue guy who's trying to collect the gold coins and not fall down. This is what happens when you fall down. And he tries to collect all the coins, and the orange dot is trying to hinder his progress from collecting coins and make him fall down. And yeah, one player controls the dot, and the other player controls this blue rectangle. And yeah, if the blue rectangle manages to collect all the coins, he wins, and if he dies, then the dot wins. That's it. All right.
So unfortunately there's a bug in the API we're using that causes a 60-second delay as the game loads. 30 seconds for every PS4 controller that is connected to this laptop. So we made a game. It is a local multiplayer game where you try and shoot the other guy and not die. It doesn't sound like much, but when the game finally starts, it's going to be pretty cool. There we go. So, here you can see the two guys have 100 hit points each. Each shot takes away 5 hit points, and if they land on the little golden orb, then the level will destroy, and they'll fall through to the next level, and they'll gain a little bit of health. So there's sort of like it's supposed to be a balancing act between shooting people and collecting orbs in order to keep your health up. If you die 5 times, then the game is over. And you can kill yourself if you shoot the wall.
Sound is awesome.
Where can I pay for it?
Kickstarter coming soon.
I want more character!
What was the sound?
The yellow one!
A couple of team members left early, but they left us with this beautiful music.
These gunshots are so relaxing.
And moving.
This game is only a little prototype made with a tutorial on YouTube, and I named it Jump'n'Run 2.0 because it is sorry, because I don't know what for name I must give and I programmed this. I programmed it by this tutorial. The man who made this tutorial has shown the script, and I only write it down. But it is my first video game where I really scripted. Before I only use the Unity standard assets of and yeah, you can run, you can you can die, you can jump.
I was negotiating with myself for too long until 5 o'clock about the game, so I just reused some stuff from one of the last jams. And it's basically an experiment in using a GIF, a 32 by 32 GIF, which generates a level. So you can fly around, you can shoot and jump and collect the little yellow orbs. And it's a team game because I used the setup from the last jam. And hold on, if I just reload it, then you have like a different map, and the orbs fall down, and you can jump with the yellow button, and you can shoot.
Do I see who I am?
No.
No? Okay.
Hold on, another map. And the camera doesn't track all the players. It's actually a 4-player game. I can join it from below. I'm just gonna load another map.
Where are your maps coming from?
They're just 32 by 32 GIFs. Yeah, so you can feed everything. You can feed everything you want. And I wanted to have some some step sequence sound, so you know, generate some nice audio while playing. But it took too long to generate the thing. So there's no winning condition. It's just
Is the height of the area the brightness?
Sorry?
Is the height of the area the brightness? The color?
Yeah, the grayscale value.
Finding fun on who I am.
Okay,
Really?
this is a new. Yeah, this one's nice too. This one. So it's the yellow one is to jump. Is for like gaining altitude, and the white
So if you keep pressing it, then it should go up.
Yeah.
So
you
where am
don't
I?
keep pump. You have to pump it.
So I'm that guy. Interesting. Now I'm gone. I'm gone.
There's one and then in times of yeah.
I'm the one over there.
That's it.
We didn't manage to implement the soundtrack, and we use YouTube for the soundtrack. So that's a procedurally generated game, but the problem with Chrome that it blocks the sound, I think. If I switch the tab. No. Okay, that's a procedurally generated game about friendship and about survival in the desert. So each time you start the play, you start the trip, actually, it's a different trip. So you are like in the desert and you have to rescue your friend in Mexico and collect money on your way through to the Mexico. But you have to also keep sanity at the bottom and your like hydration level. And you have to use cactus to drink water, but cactus also generates hallucinations, and you have to be careful with them to keep sanity. And the guy also have like random thoughts written by Ivan. So and monsters generate also, so you don't have to touch them, and so you move in all directions in completely infinite desert. And even if you go back, it's a different desert. Each time it's different. Every time, everywhere different. So that's kind of and money. I need like $1,000 to rescue my friend from Mexico. I need some water, or it's supposed to much. And we go and go and go. And actually we didn't manage to implement a couple of game mechanics that was like the system with water, sanity and temperature, so you have to like keep track. It's a bit of simulation, survival, but unfortunately not enough time to do this. Mexico, I don't know. So the graphics was made by Kate Whitley, and I made the code, and Ivan made the story. The secrets has a way. Yeah, that's it. So forth. It's an infinite game. Doesn't have an end. Only if you die. That's all.
So, this is the end of the presentations. And such ends the official part of the Berlin Mini Game Jam. Please remember, if you made a game, it would be very cool if you would upload it somewhere. And I think Ivan you already posted links?
No. I will post a link to a spreadsheet where I would like you to fill out the information with download links, screenshot links, etc.
Will be posted on Facebook, Meetup, and on the website, on the comments or something. And well, yeah, just fill it out. Thank you for being here. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of fun here. And the previous record of attendance was 48, I think. And now we had 73. Just end this announcement with, over there's pizza, please eat it.